Hello? Yep.
What's good with it, Jay Diggs?
What's up with it, fam? Y'all doing?
Hey man, coolin', bro. Hey man, we appreciate you coming through, Duff for the Cloud Chaser, bro.
A real nigga. I
Salute,
appreciate
salute. But
it.
Jay Diggs, we got a lot of questions, bro. Like with the whole, I know you had broke it down like tons of times though, but just so the people don't know, what I'm saying, how the song came about, you know, who told you that they wanted to fade?
I mean, it was it was whack. It was all part of his whole little spiel when he was getting on when he called himself going bad on me and my mama anyway. He was already defending Blue. Him and Blue and them was in the clubhouse and all the shit. He was upset because somebody. When that was going on, he just got to rant. Who is Jay Diggs, man? Fuck Jay Diggs, mama, blah blah blah. She sucked dick, yeah, yeah. Fuck. Matter of fact, I'm gonna make sure it ain't good. Whoop whoop whoop, and I need a fade, and he just did all the shit. He did all the talk.
Right, right. That's a fact. You know, just like with the Blue Davinci situation, like a lot of people don't know that Blue Davinci had actually mentioned your name first on the interview. I believe it was with Al Prophet.
Yeah,
You know what I'm
yeah,
saying? So can you speak on that? Like Blue mentioning your name and you felt
yeah. That's
felt that
that's
you
that's
needed to
that, that's
respond?
that's yeah. That's where it all started.
Hold on. Before you pay for yet another app to manage your team, let me introduce you to Connect Team, the one platform that replaces all of these. I'm talking about live scheduling, time tracking, and digital forms that help you stay in control. Use instant team updates and personal or group chats to communicate easily and effectively. So stop spreading your business across apps, whiteboards, binders, platforms. It's exhausting, it's expensive, and honestly, it's unnecessary. Join thousands of businesses that simply
What made you what felt like what made you
Prophet,
respond though to Blue?
the Al Prophet guy asked Blue, well, Blue, how did the rumor first get out that you were supposed to be a rat? So Blue was telling the story. He said, it all started from Big Meech. He said Big Meech called Jay Diggs and told Jay Diggs that I was a rat bastard. So this was the day that Blue went to court. So, Blue was my partner, Meech was my partner. We was all fam. We all fuck with it. So, the day that Blue went to court and he got his time, he called me right after court and tell me, hey, I got my time. They gave me 5 years, blah, blah, blah. I'm talking to him. So while I'm talking to him, I get to click on the other line, it's Meech. While I'm talking to Blue and me say, hey, Blue went to court today, man. I said, yeah, I got Blue on the line. He said, well, you can click over and tell Blue that I told you he's a rat bastard. So that's what I did. I clicked over. I say, Blue, me say you was a rat bastard. What's going on? So Blue defended himself, and we going back and forth. Me, Meech, and Blue going back and forth. So at the time, Meech whole thing was he didn't say that Blue was never the issue. What his issue was that Blue took a safety valve, which is a deal that says that they'll give you a time reduction if you basically go meet these requirements and you go sit down with the federal government and debrief. You know, so the big question was, Blue was talking about, well, Meech was mad because he thought Blue told about this limo that we all knew about that had $1 million in cash in it and these guns that they went and got. But that wasn't the big thing that Meech was tripping on. So I basically just called in and I told when I was doing the interview, I said, if Blue really want to clear his name, I said, tell Wack to tell Blue to get his debriefing paperwork. So that's the paperwork that he went in that little room when he was talking with the people and when they was asking him questions during the debriefing and his answers. Now that's not public information. So only way he can get that is through his lawyer or some shit like that. So that's all I said. I said, tell Wack, ask Blue for that if Blue want to clear his name. Tell him to get them statements. So when somebody asks Wack that shit, he took that as the time to just go in on me. At the time, he ain't know who I was, all the shit. But that wasn't no excuse for the shit that he said. So, and I took it at face value. If that's what it is, that's what it is. Let's get there. So that's why and then, and not only did he say that, he decided to say, oh, yeah, matter of fact, I just heard Jay Diggs married to a man. And, then he started slandering my name in the whole conversation. It's one thing to say, fuck me and whatever.
Right.
But when you start slandering the nigga name and making up shit, so he really tried to poison the bloodstream of the internet with some bullshit, and thinking he was gonna get away with that shit. Just have motherfuckers just speaking on me like it was just nothing. So that's why I attack this shit with the aggressiveness that I'm on. I ain't no clout chaser. I don't give a fuck about this internet. I can do a lot of shit to get clout, but when a motherfucker be that disrespectful. You know what I mean? And at the same time, turn around and try to run a nigga name through the mud. But it has to be addressed on a certain level. You understand? So that's why I've
No,
been
for sure.
that's why I've been on the level that I've been on with this whole situation the whole time. It's because of the way dude got at me and the way he playing with the internet with my name.
No, I got you. Look, I'm gonna take it back there in just a second, but I want to give him some more background. Like, you were speaking on like the debriefing with Blue Davinci, and like, you pretty much, I would say that shit. You done Fed time, shit. You should be an expert on it. You know what I'm saying?
Yes,
And
sir.
can you tell them about your first Fed case, bro? How you caught that?
So I went to the feds in '92, bro, for conspiracy and attempt bank robbery. So me and my co-defendant, if anybody know who Mac Dre is, Mac Dre was my co-defendant, my crew, the Romper Room crew out the Bay Area. So we was a suspect in over 23 bank robberies in the Bay Area. Some unsolved mysteries and all the shit. And so we went as kids. I went at 19 years old. I went and did 10 years in the feds. I didn't see a day of my 20s on the streets. So I grew up in the feds. I came home 30 years old from the feds. Um, 8 different institutions. I started at Terminal Island, and out in San Pedro, and ended up in shit everywhere from Lompoc to Lewisburg to fucking Raybrook, New York, Farrington, New Jersey. Like I was everywhere, all through the federal system. So I'm very familiar with the system and how it works. There's a lot of people familiar with me in the system.
Listen, if you've been in a car accident, don't call an attorney. Use this AI app instead. That's what I did. That's how I this 100 and
Yeah, I did. I did the 10, and I did state time too. Like I did state and fed time. I did 2 years in the state, 10 years in the feds.
No, for sure. So that's why I say like, so when you said that, because I think at the time you had said that the bald head nigga, you know what I'm saying, aka Whack 100, he basically should know, you know what I'm saying, about a
Yeah,
debriefing,
yeah,
and
yeah.
he should
He
be
he
able
know.
to tell
Yeah,
him to show paperwork.
he definitely know what that is. He know what that is, and his thing is he really pick and choose who he gonna get on, and he just choosing to give Blue a pass. I try to text him. He choosing to give Blue a pass, just like he giving Takashi a pass, and then to turn around, right around, and then jump on the internet and call somebody else a rat. So it was just one of them situations. Like I said, I never disrespected dude or none of this shit, and he just went bad on me. I don't know if it was just the fact that I asked the right question, or he just felt like that was just how he wanted to get at a nigga. But it happened. It happened.
Yeah, I think
And
you asked the right question.
and,
It
and,
triggered.
and for real, he let Blue put a blanket over him, because at the end of the day, that question never got answered. Blue didn't answer that
Hey, and that,
question.
that
Blue
goes to
didn't
my
take it
next
there.
question though, Jay Diggs. Like, how you feel about, like, don't it seem like, oh, now shit is Whack and Jay Diggs. Now they off of Blue. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's what it
As
is. It
Whack
Blue.
and Jay Diggs.
Yeah, Blue. He ain't. They don't want to talk
So you
about
think
that.
that shit was a distraction?
It was definitely a distraction on WAG 100 side. For as far as he knew that was the right shit to ask, and he didn't want to get put in that position where he had to ask Blue that. You understand what I'm saying? He don't. He's not the type. He's not the type to say, if he fuck with a nigga in there, right? He don't care. It's good. I fuck with him. That's my partner. He not the type of motherfucker to stand on business and say, hey, bro, you got down with them people, so I can't deal with you. Because if you pay attention, my nigga, he's definitely the type that get down with them people too. Like it ain't even no mystery. So yeah, it's just it's them and then there's us, bro. It just depends on what side of the fence you play on. Me myself, I got sent to the feds. I had an informant that wore a wire on me. You feel me? And all the shit. So I went to prison for an informant. So my understanding for that shit is zero. Like I don't tolerate that shit. I don't deal with that shit. I don't give a fuck who you is. If you told on another man, so you don't have to go do your time, and you sent another man instead, well, you's a rat, and you deserve to get treated like one from my kind. I'm on the other side of the fence. So it just depends on what side of the fence you play on. That's how you gonna look at the situation. I just play on this side.
Right. And look, like I know, like the campaign for like where Jay Diggs at. You know what I'm saying? Like with Mezzy Marv and JT the biggest figure. Like, how you feel about Mezzy Marv right now, bro? Because I know a lot of people probably ain't asked you that question.
It is what it is. Mesh jumped out the window. He did some bullshit, and then karma come with that shit. So karma bit him in the ass. I didn't have to do nothing to lose. That was my partner. I fucks with Mesh and all the shit. But at the end of the day, when you a fuck nigga, it's gonna show. It's gonna come to light. It don't matter, and that's why I try to explain to people, like, you can like a person's talent. You can like how a person play basketball. You can like how a person rap. You can like all that shit. But if you don't really know that person, you might come to find out that the person that you are adoring and that you're crazy about is really a fuck nigga or a fuck bitch, and they really on some different type of time. And that's what it is with a lot of these artists. People like the artists and they like what they hear in their music. But if they got around these people, and if they really knew the inside, they'd be like, oh man, this is a piece of shit. This nigga's a piece of shit. Like, this nigga ain't, it ain't nothing like what his music is. But on Messi case, Messi, that's his name. He'll tell you from the gate. Messi, he's a messy ass nigga. He used to make songs about doing messy shit. He's the type of nigga to make a song talking about when his homeboy ain't looking, he finna go fuck his homeboy bitch. So he do shit like that. Like, he's just
Right.
that type of nigga. So it was what it was. It was karma catching up to a nigga that just had to get his issue. So and I don't wish nothing bad on the nigga. He did it to himself. I just
Yeah, he locked up. Like a lot of people had said that, Mezzy Marv had got on dope real bad. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know if you heard that, but
yeah.
they say, I don't know if they say he clean now because he in prison.
No. So at the end of the day, man, he definitely not clean. Drugs has always been his downfall. People that know him know he always been. But what happened was when the shit happened with us and all the shit, he stretched himself out to the point where he couldn't come back. And now at this point, it ain't even about the drugs no more. Like, he done fucked off his mental health. You know how you go so bad on drugs and you go so hard in the streets that you could just fuck your mental health off. And that's what he did. I mean, it's sad to say, but yeah, he's not even mentally there anymore, bro. So yeah, even in jail, like, he's the one in jail that's talking to himself, walking around, looking up, looking down. Like, it's fucked up to say it, but it's really true though. Like,
But it's crazy. It's been rumors of that, though. I ain't gonna lie. It's been
no,
rumors of that. But
no, it's
I
not even.
thought, like, they
It's
said that
not.
he got clean or something.
It's not even a rumor at this point. Yeah, he clean. He clean because there ain't no drugs to smoke. But he's not mentally clean, bro. His mental health is fucked up. So you could be in jail and be off drugs and still be fucked up. And that's the whole thing. It wasn't just a drug. It wasn't just let me go get clean and now I'm good. I'm back. He got mentally fucked up during all these times, bro. So people that's going up there to see him, they can't even hold a decent conversation with him. It's that bad.
Damn.
Well,
Look, though, let me ask you this though. So, like, when it comes to JT, the bigger figure, I think some of the things that Ballhead dude has said was some things that JT, the bigger figure, had came out his mouth and said on social media.
yeah, he been
You
trying to.
want to address any of that?
Yeah, that's all. JT been trying to paint this narrative since, it's just like me. Same shit. When we fell out, first thing a motherfucker gonna do is try to find the foulest shit that they can find on somebody. So JT started to bullshit with the rumors about me and Kilo, which was Mac Dre's best friend. Uh, he started dropping this narrative in people's head that we might have been behind setting Mac Dre up to get Dre killed so we can take his estate, and we took everything from his mom and his daughter. Like, just the biggest bullshit. what you could ever come up with. Like, but anybody that's been following this movement, they know. They already know what it is. They know Mac Dre mama running the state. They know Mac Wanda is the boss. She got complete control over Dre everything. They know all we ever did was push this movement to the top. You know, and keep the Cuddy name alive. But that was some shit. The dude
Don't
started.
they have yeah, and don't they got Mac Dre Day out there?
Yeah, we got Mac Dre. As a matter of fact, July 5th, man. Mac Wanda, his mom, every year she got to deal with Live Nation. She throw one of the biggest concerts in the Bay every year. Every year, July 5th, it's in Frisco, and we go crazy. All the artists come out. The artists that been around Dre from the beginning, which is us, and then we bring in some major artists, and we throw a big show every year. It's coming up July 5th. His mom and his daughter throw that show every year, and we just make sure it go good for him.
But the JT, the bigger figure, so he has said some.
Yeah, he another one, bro. That nigga off in Africa right now. He fighting his own demons. He another one. He just like mess. They got demons they be fighting, and they go through some shit. But at the end of the day, he really just trying to keep his career alive too. Like, he one of them ones that the only time he gets some views and some likes is when he bring up my name or Mac Dre name and he tell these wild stories.
But look, he got a famous story though, where he say that he ran down on Mac Dre, and you know what I'm saying, they had the Uzis out and all this. And did you ever hear about this? Is it any truth to that story?
He tells a story about what? What you said again? The story when he did what?
Yeah, can you hear me? I think I'm in it. Matrix.
I can hear you now.
Yeah, I said he tells a story like how he had ran down on Mac Dre, and he had the Uzis out and all this. And, you know what I'm
So
saying?
the story he telling, the story he be telling, right? So I'm gonna tell you the story. So the story he be trying to tell, and then he got all fucked up, is a story about when we went to Filmo, when before Dre even had a whole ass album out. His beginning of Dre's career. It was actually his first project, and we had a show in Filmo, and we was maybe 18, and we go to the show, and the show was Cool Nut, rest in peace, Cool Nut. Mac Dre was somebody else on that show. But long story short, so it was in the Filmo area for the show. So everybody performed. And then Cool Nut and them got into it with the Filmo niggas. So it was a big fight going on in the show. So our crew was probably about 10 of us. We all trying to get up out that motherfucker out there fight. So when we leaving to get out the show, somebody yell out, I think was like, man, who the hell, who laughing at OCP? That's Out of Control Projects. So that was the Filmo niggas. So when that happened, they stole on one of my partners. It was like 10 of us. They stole on one of our partners. And they tried to get on us. And chase us to our cars. When we got to our cars, that Uzi he was talking about that whipped out, that wasn't Dre with that Uzi. Yeah, I flipped out on them niggas. Me, I was in the car with Kilo, Big Dot, my homeboy Ray. At the end of the day, they thought they were finna jump us. And we whipped out. It didn't no shots get fired and none of this shit. It all went away. But this was, like I said, in Dre early days. So it was a true story. It happened.
Oh, for sure, bro.
It definitely happened. But Dre didn't have no gun on him though. But his niggas did. We did for sure. And we ran them niggas up off of him. And that was, like I say, that was when Drake's first album very first came out. That shit was in the early 90s. Like 91 or something when that shit happened. But Dre didn't fuck with JT like that. He was cool. Dre put him on a project when he first got out the pen.
What's going on over here though? What's up with that head title though?
Hey, hold on, fam. Hold on. I'm doing an interview right now. I'm gonna get to some questions. Who said that?
Nike said that. Yeah, I shot him. Go ahead, Sam.
Yeah, what you saying though, JD? No part of me, bro.
I don't know. I was just finishing up, bro. It's all good. We can get to the next.
Oh, for sure. And like right now though, bro, like you coming out with the song And the shit going viral, bro. The shit damn near to $500,000 in a few days. You know what I'm saying? Like, how you feeling about that though? Because they saying that this is like, if Uncle Murder don't put this on that recap, that's crazy, bro.
Well,
This
you
one
know,
of the diss songs of the year.
well, you know,
How you feel about it though, J Diggs?
no, it's cool. At the end of the day, I ain't doing nothing but trying to feed the niggas on medicine. That's all. The song cool, but I really want to fight. Fuck that song.
Yeah.
I really want to embarrass this nigga though, because he talk too much and he really act like he like that. So my thing is, let's make this shit happen. All that he doing it for clout shit. No, I'm doing it for a fight. I really was trying to make this nigga mad enough to say, let's do it. I thought this would have for sure. I thought that song would have for sure been like, okay, fuck it. I gotta fight this nigga. But at this point, I don't know what to do to get him to stand on what he said.
Man, it's like, I think 30 more people that want them fades from dude. You know what I'm saying? They want all that. So, I don't know. He always give them that address, though. But, like, if you smart, why would you pull up to that? Like, come on, man.
Bro,
that shit sound crazy.
That shit ain't nobody.
What you thought about, like, because, go ahead, bro.
And I was just gonna say, just like he made up that fake ass story about them Texas. Like I'm really convinced this nigga really texted himself.
That's what I was about to ask you. No bullshit.
He really texted the whole ass conversation.
Can you speak on that, bro? Because I know you had said
tell
him to reveal the number and then call the number.
Yeah, because that was the only thing he could say after all the shit that was going on. And they like, man, Diggs, really trying to line it up. Because I really had a nigga call him, not on no internet shit, really hit his number. The nigga didn't know him, a nigga I know. And simply say, man, my dude trying to line it up. It didn't have to go to the internet. He could have said when, where, whatever the fuck. He spent it off. Oh, man, he don't dictate nothing, blah, blah, blah. And then the next day, he gets to talking about, man, the nigga J Diggs text me talking about he in L.A. I text him the address, and he made up this whole ass story about me being out there. I'm like, my nigga, I don't. First of all, I'm not gonna text a nigga out of no blind and get to talking about I'm somewhere. Let's pull up. Let's fight. Like I said, I had somebody reach out to him. This nigga had all these long ass paragraphs. Like I don't even text my bitch that much. And he really ran with that. Every time somebody asked him, that was his way to spin people off for when he asked him about me. Oh, I gave him the address. I dropped the address. No, you didn't, pussy. He's a pussy for real. And I call him in his face. And that's what I want to do. I want to look him in his face. He won't look me in the face. Nigga won't even get on the phone with me. He'll yell and holler with a fan and weird ass niggas. I'm not going to yell with a nigga though, but I just really want to just say, hey, look, cut the crap. Let's just get a date, which I got a date now, June 22nd. In Los Angeles area. All the shit.
Hey, that's like a message to the whack and niggas, bro. Like we got the title whack and nets because they think y'all ain't yelling shit something.
We got the paid preview people on deck. Everything set up. UFC though, we're not doing them old clumsy ass boxing gloves they be doing. We're gonna do some UFC shit and get the people what they want. If the pussy pull up. I think he pussy and he ain't gonna pull up. But that's the only reason why I'm doing this shit. Because I know I can find him on Clubhouse. I know if he don't hear nothing else. He's gonna be on Club. He's gonna be on Clubhouse with his ass in the air somewhere.
Yeah, no, the nigga was
yelling
at me on that rant he did about you. He like, yo, Big Chuck this. Big Chuck gonna run for the hills. He gonna laugh and all this. Like, no, I'm really laughing at that nigga right now. You know what I'm saying? Because he supposed to be this tough ass nigga for the whack and nets. Like, man, show prove. You feel me? Like, he talking about your age. So, okay, so make it happen. You feel me? But look, bro, I appreciate you though. I got a few questions that some people that's on the stage right now. I know your time is limited. There you go. You got any questions, bro?
I ain't got none. I'll answer a few before I get out of here. That's good.
Hey, Diggs, look at that picture right there, bro. This band, bro.
Where? Let me see.
Look at that picture. This band, bro.
What picture though? I don't know.
The picture I got on my motherfucking PTR, bro.
That must be profile, bro. Listen, what I'm telling you.
Yeah, that's
Nigga, he don't know
profile.
nothing about this
It's
clubhouse
like my
shit.
Hey,
third. It's
Ghost.
like my
Hey,
third.
Ghost. Hold on, bro. Hold on for 1 second, bro. I'm gonna give it to you, bro. Let me. Ghost, you don't got nothing to ask him. T Money.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, I do want to ask him something
Go
right quick.
ahead, Ghost.
You want to go first, T?
Go ahead, Ghost. I
Now
might
I want
take
to
a
ask.
minute.
I wanted to ask you this, bro. Wack was saying some shit like the Bleu Davinci allegedly made up this story and said he came to your crib and checked you and all this shit. That shit cap or that shit true?
Man, that nigga. Listen, last time Blue was at my crib, he was sleeping on my couch type shit. Ain't nobody came to my crib. Anybody check me about nothing, my nigga. Blue is like my son, my nigga. I'll slap the shit out of Blue. Blue will not check me for nothing. Nobody around Blue. So all that shit is bullshit. All that they check me, I don't even know where all that shit came from, bro. They niggas got mad because I put the song out, Blue did, and I told the story. But he ain't never said nothing to me about it because it ain't nothing he could say to me about it because it was all true. And like I said, my nigga, in the song. Anyway, I didn't call the Blue a rat. Nigga, your boss called you a rat. So, you know, that's something he had to take up with Blue. I mean, with Meech. But ain't nobody checked me. Ain't none one of them niggas said nothing to me about nothing. And I still be around real mob niggas. I still go around. I just did a BMF documentary with Big Bull. Yeah, with Bull. I just did that in Atlanta. And that's coming out too. So, you know, all that shit Blue talking about.
They say when y'all was off tour, Blue was begging Fab for money too. That's true.
Yeah, Blue ran. Listen, I don't know what he asked Fab for, my nigga, but I'll tell you this shit. I'll tell you this shit. In my right-handed God, I got 10 kids. I put the only child I got, my nigga. Before that tour was over, Blue was broke. Period, my nigga. And we had to, and when to get that bus to where it was going, Blue pull up on me. I was on that tour with 6 of my bitches and 20 niggas from BMF. And Fabulous know that. In fact, some of Fabulous crew was on there with us too. And before that bus made it all the way to his last destination, I was filling that motherfucker up $700 a stop. And when it stopped, his last destination was the Bay Area, and BMF was in the Bay Area. And I bet you half the Bay Area remember them days. And I got that nigga. That nigga was up under my movement, staying at my house, nigga, moving up under J. There wasn't no big Meech out there giving him a quarter. That nigga was smoking my weed, driving my cars, nigga. Fucking my hoes and doing everything else.
Hell no.
Yeah.
Hey, no, I know that shit true, bro, because I know somebody that was on that tour with y'all. I know that's true.
Yeah, it's not true. It's nothing phony about that for sure. And we started that motherfucker in Detroit for the Super Bowl, and it ended up in the Bay Area was the last stop, and we touched everything in between, everything from New York to motherfucking California. It was a dope tour. It was definitely dope and all the shit, but yeah. That shit, you know, that was the beginning of the end right there.
Hey, you good, Ghost?
Yeah.
Yo,
You go ahead, T.
You got any questions?
Yo, what up, JD? This T Money, man. Me and Wack just got into it a few weeks ago, man. We've been going back and forth our goddamn last few weeks, man. I used to be over there at my club and everything with the Hunter side and shit. So we fell out and, you know, all that shit. But how you feel with the nigga just inserting, like, you know, innocent family members and shit, like your moms and shit like that? You know what I'm saying? People that ain't got nothing to do with Nathan.
Well, here's my thing, right? I know niggas will say anything out their mouth, and it's just like Cabby. You know, it's always been fuck your mama. That ain't nothing new. You know what I mean? I understand all the bullshit that come with that, man. I done played that game with niggas before. You know, I got a bigger problem though. My bigger problem is, bro, is the misrepresentation of a nigga's character and really breaking the nigga into some bullshit with this internet shit. You feel me? Because people hear that shit and first thing they think, you know what I mean?
Right. Their first impression of
But and he could have said what he said. You know, fuck J Diggs' mama, fuck him. He could have said that. You know what I mean? And it probably wouldn't even been as bad as oh yeah, and this nigga didn't touch the 13-year-old. He's a pedophile, or he married to a man, and the nigga doing. You understand what I'm saying? Really assassinating the nigga character. You understand what I'm saying? That's the problem I got with this nigga, is that he'll use his platform to make up a complete lie about somebody.
That's a fact. That nigga made up lies about me.
That's a fact. Speaking of lies, like, how you feel about that, man, just coming out and blatantly saying the J Diggs nigga, the one that had something to do with off in his,
Man,
I don't even want to repeat that shit.
Yeah, that's the point. That's the problem I got, my nigga. You can say fuck me, fuck my mom, you can say all that, my nigga. But you start talking about a nigga that killed a nigga, and killed family members, and our nigga, this nigga that said I had my son killed for insurance money, like, my nigga, at some point in time, people got to look at this nigga like, bro, where are you from, my nigga? Where they do that at? You understand what I'm saying? Like, I don't even see how niggas can even take him serious no more after all the fuckery he puts in the air with nothing behind it, nothing to back up. You know, I understand some of the shit he done said is proven, but for the most part, ain't nothing this nigga really be saying be real.
Facts. That's a fact. So from now, like before, when you known a whack 100, and after all this shit now, what's your opinion of the nigga before and after, man?
I ain't gonna lie, bro. I didn't really know who dude was. I knew what that he was tied in with Game and Blueface and all them, but I had no knowledge about dude like that. You know, I knew he had got a little fight, but I don't really be on the internet like that. Right. So I gave him the benefit of the doubt. Okay, nigga be pushing his line. But after dealing with this nigga's a clown. There's no other word about it. There's no other word you can use for this nigga but a clown, man. He's a serious clown. And you can't take a nigga like this serious.
That's a fact. That's a fact. Now him like dealing with like Bleu and not specifically Bleu just by itself, but 6ix9ine. I had a gal over here that I found out she had paperwork on there. She cooperated and shit. So I kicked her out. He picked her up. He tried to convince me to keep her. You know what I'm saying? And made up an elaborate story about her nigga probably told her to get out the jam. So what you think his infatuation and love is for motherfuckers that be cooperating and shit? That shit is confusing to me.
I think this is his way of letting you know that he ain't got no problem cooperating. My nigga, he will get down on the nigga. I for sure know that, man. He already letting you know just by the shit that he condone, man. And then my biggest thing is that, bro, how is you hollering blood and Pyru this and Pyru that and you condone that? I don't know no real solid gang members that condone that type of shit.
Right.
So now it's making me question, like, what gang is you up under? Like, who is your homies? Like, and are they okay with that shit? Ain't none of your homeboys punch you in the mouth for the shit you do? So maybe he's not even affiliated, like I just seen I told them, they talking about, it ain't even no such thing as what he claiming anyway, but I don't know. I'm not a gang
man. J Diggs, let me ask you a question though, because I just thought about something. Like, when you get out the feds, you still on federal probation, can you be around felons?
Yep. I mean, they say you're not supposed to be, it really just, if you own federal probation, they can violate you for that.
Publicly though.
Okay.
Publicly.
You're not supposed to. I mean, that's gonna be in your paperwork. You're not supposed to be with no convicted felons while on probation, on federal probation.
6ix9ine, he probably got permission to be around that nigga Whack 100. Ain't that something?
I mean, Whack 100 ain't no felon.
He ain't. Nigga say he.
That's another question, because he active and portraying like the street nigga. He been in the streets so long. We all know he been in the industry for a minute. I know that he got convicted when he was 16 and charged as an adult, and that's the only time he been to prison. You know what I mean?
So that ain't counting for nothing, man. That nigga's not considered. I mean, something he did at 16. They're not gonna charge him for that. He can go, and then plus it's entertainment too. So you gotta understand too. He got a job. That's just like the same thing they're gonna tell you you're not supposed to be around no weapons, but if you got a security guard, you can be around a security guard with a weapon. You understand what I'm saying? So if the person is if it's at the place of work or something like that, you really ain't got no control over that. So I don't really know the stipulations of his parole or his probation, but it's always ways around little shit like that though. I wasn't supposed to be with no ex-felons either. But Mac Dre picked me up from the halfway house when I got out, so we didn't give a fuck.
Right.
No, I got
That's
you. I
normal.
got you.
Normal
I got
shit.
you. I got you. Anybody else got any questions on the stage?
I do got one more question. I forgot to ask you this. I know you've been trolling and shit, acting like you want to get at his wife and shit. You mean that shit or you just troll?
Nah, I'm just trolling. I don't really give a fuck about his wife. I'm just trying to touch him in his sensitive spot. I know he's a sucker for a bitch, so I hit him where all the spots where I know it hurt at. But if she do open it up, I will send him a picture with my dick in her mouth. I will. If she open that mouth, I will. Just to touch him where it hurt at.
There you go. Hey, so JD, let me ask you this, man. Why you think Bleu Davinci won't just release that paperwork and dead that snitch allegation, man? You know what I'm saying? Because the nigga Whack always be saying, where the paperwork at? It's a fact he got the brief because he admitted to it. He said he got the brief.
Yeah, he said it. He said it took him in that little room and he was young and all this shit. So, and he can get that. He can really get that. If he can get that, he can get that, and he can.
AT money.
That'll get Bleu from out of all the heat that he been under, bro. That'll throw that shit all away.
Hey, T Money, when you asked him that, because T Money asked him, what did he tell you?
He deflected and started arguing with another nigga on stage. He totally shot that question down and started arguing with somebody else about some other shit. No, let him up. Let me talk to this nigga. I'm like, bro, we ain't trying to do that right now. No, pull him back up here. Like, fuck out of here.
Yeah, man.
So he really didn't want to discuss that shit too much about that debrief and it's some kind of way he done studied it to where he could just deflect that shit, go to the left or to the right, especially with a motherfucker that don't know or ain't up on game. You know what I'm saying? Them the people he get it over on.
Yeah. And at the end of the day, they both know though. Bleu could have been did that. Bleu could have made all this shit go away if he did the right thing or if that paperwork said the right things. That's the whole thing. He can get the paperwork, but it's probably not gonna say what he wanted to say. So it is. And the cold thing about it, you know what's colder than anything, my nigga? I was rooting for Bleu. Like I've been saying the whole time. Bleu was my little brother. I was rooting for Bleu. I didn't want this shit to be true. I didn't want that shit to be true. I didn't want that shit. But I'm not the type of nigga that's gonna let that shit be true, and I'm not gonna speak on it.
That's a fact.
And that's just the difference with me. Most niggas like, oh, you my brother. It's just like with that whole Rollo situation that's going on over there, man. I know what's going on over there. And that nigga Rollo is all bad. I don't give a fuck what nobody says, man. He already said
but speak on JD, speak on that, because that is
I ain't gonna so I'm not the one to really speak all the way in it because I don't got all the paperwork and all the shit. So but what I can say, he didn't already said it himself, my nigga. He was doing what he can do. You feel me? So it is what it is, bro. At this point in time, and I know the nigga who busted him out. I know Prestigious. Feel me? I know how he get down. Prestigious like me. We don't play the rat game. You feel me? I know Prestigious personally. I know the nigga who was on the phone with Rollo when he asked him about the paperwork. So it is what it is. I'm gonna let that shit open up itself, but niggas gonna see it. But if you ask Jay Diggs, yeah, that shit all bad over there. I'm just gonna say it. I ain't gonna be the one to hide it. Niggas better do their homework over there. You heard what he said, all the rappers.
Like, when it comes to, like, since we speaking on the trending topic right now, like, because it's another case, though, YSL, and you got Gunna. You know what I'm saying? Gunna, he went in. You seen that footage?
Definitely. That's definitely.
So how you feel about that?
Police shit. You talking about the courtroom shit?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's police shit, my nigga. You can't get around that, my nigga. That's police shit. Everything he did, none of that shit was loyal to no gang shit. And it is what it is. He looked out for himself. And that's what niggas do. They look out for themselves. Fuck you at the end, bro. And that's just, And see, that's the reason why, and I be trying to explain to people, that's the reason why I go so hard for Mac Dre. Because Mac Dre had that opportunity. Mac Dre could have said that exact same thing Gunner did. He could have turned around and said, yeah, the romper room niggas, them niggas on some other shit. And I'm just trying to do some music. And yeah, they was robbing banks and blah, blah, blah. And Mac Dre could have went home. And Mac Dre never robbed a bank in his life and went to do 5 years in prison, in federal prison, just because he kept his mouth closed because he chose not to tell on me.
Stand up guy.
Yeah. So that's why I go so hard for my niggas. So for a nigga to even suggest some bullshit like this nigga, you know, that shit is crazy. But, you know, our real fans and real motherfuckers have been around our movement. They know what this shit is. And like I said, our shit is already Rolling Stone, my nigga. My book is out. It tells the whole story. Anybody really want to know the truth about any of the fuck shit the nigga said, they really could do their homework. You know, if they want to know
Hey,
what.
bro, tell them the book, though. Tell them the book, name of the book, and where they
So-
can find it at.
So my book is called Soul of a Gangster. And it can be found anywhere you can buy a book. Actually, you can buy my book from Barnes and Nobles, and Amazon, and anywhere. My shit is on all platforms. It's out, solid read. You can send it to your peoples in prison. It's really a top seller in prison. All the prison yards is all over my shit. You know, like I say, I've been there and done that, so I speak a lot on prison, and I got a lot of prison beliefs in me. So, yeah, it's out. Soul of a Gangster is out right now everywhere. Well, we're in production of the movie. Same title. It's getting in production. You know what I mean? It's a Bay Area story. A lot of people that's not up on this Bay Area movement, like we move a little different where I'm from, but we got our own story too. So you know, I've been tapped in with a whole bunch of people, a whole bunch of different situations with this whole romper room Mac Dre movement, man. We've been doing this shit for years. You know, this ain't nothing new. So for a motherfucker to come after 20 years and try to come up with a fake ass story about what's supposed to have happened to Mac Dre, I think it's crazy. Matter of fact, we got a new documentary out if you want to see that too. It's on TV One. It's called The Payback. It's a whole documentary about Mac Dre, and I'm talking on that shit too. So you know, anybody got any questions about our movement or how we get down or what happened over here, it's all online. It's all, you can find all that shit. If you want to find out what happened to Dre or any of the shit, you can everything can be researched. Let's put it that way. So I swear, nigga, if a nigga let Whack 100 be they news reporter, boy, you be all fucked up in life. If you can't let it.
Man.
Hey, that's a fact.
Yeah, they can't let that be a news reporter. But hey, man, you know, I appreciate everybody tapping in,
Salute, bro.
this situation. All I need y'all just help me get the nigga outside. I ain't asking the nigga nothing else, man. We just trying to get him outside for a fair. Just something that people want to see, just like they want to see.
All you got to do is keep applying this pressure on the internet, bro, because this is where he live at. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Long as you do that, you fucking with his head, bro, and he gonna slip up.
Yeah, that's all. I just wanted to say yeah to it. I just want, ain't got to be no weird shit. This some real grown man shit.
Hey, J Diggs, hey, before you cut my nigga, this your fellow Bay nigga, 415 Kumi speaking. My nigga, if you don't know if you can see my PTR, nigga, but the campaign is on, nigga. It's Operation Run That on here, nigga. You know what I'm saying? We apply the pressure to that nigga, bro. It's Operation Run That, nigga. Period.
Off top, man. You from
You know
the
what
Bay,
I'm
you
saying?
already know how we get out anyway. You know how we push this line anyway, cuz.
Hey, everybody
Hey, y'all put on that
in this
PTR.
room know how I push this Bay
Put on
shit,
that
my nigga.
PTR.
Okay, yep. I see your profile. I see real nigga.
Hell yeah. It's Operation Run That, my nigga. We applying the pressure to that nigga. We ain't give, we don't get no suckers, no breathing room out here, man. So, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
you gotta stand on shit
is.
at some point in time. Niggas gotta stand on that weird shit.
Hey, J Diggs, hey, before you get up out of here, bro, I know you got to get up out of here, bro, but I got one more question for you, bro. This is the last question, man. Salute J Diggs for coming through. Hey, J Diggs, tell them where they can follow you at.
Oh, it's J Diggs Thiz. JDIGGSTHIZZZ, 3 Z's, because the last one been took down. But it's J Diggs Thiz, man. I be on the Instagram more than anything. You DM me or something, I probably can get back to you. All the other social sites and shit, I really don't be fucking with like that. But I do be on the ground. So you definitely tap in with me there. And you always know what Diggs at. That's one thing about it. I'm always gonna tell you where I'm at. You tap in with me, you'll find out what Diggs at.
No, salute. Hey, look, and everybody, man, when they nigga drop pictures and shit and all that, man, y'all go on those pictures and you comment. J Diggs want the fade. Hashtag that. You know what I'm saying? J Diggs want the fade, man. Y'all hashtag that. But J Diggs, I know this is my last question, bro. I know you had a relationship with BMF, bro. But like, can you give us a story like on how that relationship even started?
I've been fucking with the
Like, who
mob.
did you meet first?
Shit, the first person I met in BMF would have been Big Cuz my nigga. This was back in shit, probably like 03. '03 when I first got next to the mob, we was in Miami Memorial Weekend, and you know this is at the time when the hyphy movement. You feel me? This early in the hyphy movement. We just had the hyphy movement started in the Bay Area, and we had a DVD called Trill Television. So Trill TV was out and cracking at the time on the West Coast, and BMF was pushing their movement on the East Coast. Now, Big Cuz from LA though, he from the LA district, and it was Memorial Weekend. I was on Washington. BMF had the club Crowbar on lock. Meech was doing parties over there, so I was sliding by there in the middle of the night, and they called my name like Diggs. So I look over, it's like 20, 30 niggas with all black BMF shirts on. And I slide over. Matter of fact, I was sliding through on a moped, you know what I mean, doing the whole Miami Beach thing, me and my niggas. We bust a U-turn and pull over. They're like, oh, Diggs, we fuck with you, my nigga. We up on the Trill Television, you Mac Dre, the whole Mac Dre movement and all the shit. It's the mob. So at the time, you know, I had already been hearing about BMF and all the shit, but I wasn't really tapped into the whole movement. But so the first thing he said was, man, the boss want to meet you for sure, man. You got to come by the house. So they invited me to the house. They invited me to the house that night, bro. I pulled up to Meech Mansion that night. Matter of fact, that night, me, Meech, and Suge all met for the first time that night. It was the first time me and Meech met.
Suge night?
Yeah, first time me and Suge Knight met, first time Meech and Suge met. So me, Meech, and Suge all met at Meech's house. We had us a little meeting that night. I fucked with the whole mob, and then we tapped in, bro. From that time on, bro, it was just love. We got a cool little understanding, start fucking with it. And like I say, me and Bleu got tight because we did music. Matter of fact, I was down there for the weekend and ended up staying for like a month. I was at Meech's house every day for like a month. I got an album called California Living 2, which was the album that put me on in the music with me. I did that album at Meech's house, where most of it was done at Meech's house. I got a song called Really Not a Rapper. That was the first song that niggas really start taking me serious in this game. And it was done by S-Dog, a BMF producer. He used to do Jeezy shit back in the day, all the shit. But yeah, so that's how our relationship started, bro. And that's like I say, in '03 it started, but then like in '06 was when we went on the tour. That's when we went on the whole BMF tour and shit across the country. This when Bleu was looking for Jeezy on Jeezy Head about some other shit. There's all type of shit, boys. It was one of them times though. But yeah,
because I think matter of fact, bro, I think I heard you say on shout out UOD, you had said, but you didn't get into it. But you saying y'all ran down on Jeezy and he got up out of there.
Yeah, so this was in Miami actually. So we was already, you know, Bleu was already chasing Jeezy down because at the time Bleu had a song with Jeezy and he had a song with Fabulous. And he had a deal with Koch and he was trying to get a release for the song for the radio. So Jeezy was on tour too, you know, Jeezy was doing his thing. So Bleu was trying to get the release for the song and the video, and at the same time he was trying to tap into it with him about some shit with Meech. So we had been calling the nigga, trying to meet with the nigga, trying to get to the nigga, and he kept shaking Bleu for some whatever reason it might have been back at the time. And then then we get a call. We was on the bus. We get a call on the bus. And Jeezy called Bleu one night. He's like, bro, that's fucked up, man. You know, the niggas just took my chain inside the club. He was up in Magic City or one of the clubs in Atlanta. Jeezy called Bleu in the middle of the night. We sitting on the bus and he mad because some of the mob niggas that got on him and ripped one of his chains off his neck. You know, so that's the first time him and Bleu end up getting up talking. So Bleu like, man, we need to chop it up face to face. So Meech was like, you know, Jeezy was like, he was finna be in Miami that weekend. So we was headed there too on the tour. So it was set up to meet in Miami. It was set up to meet in Miami for the to holler. So when we got to Miami, we was on Ocean. So Jeezy had his whole team with him, and Bleu had the mob with him too. It's crazy because Bleu had a twin. They both had twins that they fuck with. They brothers. One ran with Jeezy and one ran with Bleu. So twins is my nigga too. So when we finally got there, they get a chance to talk. So me and Bleu standing with Jeezy and the other twin while Bleu and Jeezy talking. So some fans was walking by. That's hella niggas though. So some fans was walking by and they was like, oh, that's Jeezy. And they just wanted to get an autograph with Jeezy. Oh, Jeezy, can I get an autograph? But you know, he was taking care of some real nigga shit. So the niggas was like, man, he not talking right now. He not doing no autographs right now. So one of the fans screamed out, man, fuck you there. And it got stole on. So when he gets stole on, it went up from right there. Like it was, he was some street niggas anyway, but it went up from right there. So instead of the Bleu and Jeezy getting to finish having the talk, it turned into a melee on the beach. Shots fired, all type of shit. And matter of fact, Jeezy went to jail that night. Jeezy went to jail, him, his limo driver, and all the shit. Because one of my nigga Big Cuz jumped in the limo with Jeezy. And they was shots fired on the beach and all the shit. So they ended up pulling over his limo and some more motherfuckers. It was a wild night though. So they didn't even really get to finish all the shit. But it was getting thick though. It was at a time when the mob really was on some other shit with Jeezy. They wasn't really feeling how Jeezy was moving at the time.
So that's true though, because like a lot of people, because Jeezy, he got records, he be saying that it ain't true. Like shit, them niggas capping, like they fuck with me. So
No. Let's not get it misunderstood. Jeezy was definitely part of the mob, my nigga. He fucked with Meech, he fucked with Jeezy, all the he fucked with Meech, Bleu, all of them. They brought him in. Bleu the one brought him in to the family. He was part of the mob, my nigga. He was with all the shit and all the shit. He was right.
Bro, that's good. Was Jeezy my favorite rapper, bro?
But there was a time when he started pulling away to go do his own thing, basically, and they felt the pull away. Once he got on, once he was getting on, he was pulling away. He went and did his own thing. When that Boys in the Hood and all that shit came on, and then that CTE shit, I watched that whole shit. You feel me? All that CTE shit, that was kind of more like they was kind of mimicking BMF. They came with the all black shit. They started doing all the shit. So that was basically him starting his own mob after that. So that was just that I from being on the inside, I could see the dislike of what he had going on. Like niggas wasn't feeling that. Like it was BMF, now it's CTE. So that was a discrepancy at the time back then.
Definitely. No, I got you. Man, that's crazy. Hey, bro, look, I don't know if you noticed, they just put it in the comments. I forgot to even ask you this shit. But the niggas just put up a video. It's a fake ass phone call. They talking to some niggas, talking about they know you from your town. You used to rap another city. What they say? What y'all?
Man, that nigga talking to some kids. That nigga talking to some kids that don't fucking know me for sure. For sure, I don't know who he was talking to, but the only thing them niggas told that nigga that was halfway real. Hello. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you, bro. Go ahead.
Yeah, we can.
Yeah. The only thing that nigga told them niggas that was halfway real is that I went to a school for football for a semester in Richmond. I was right outside of Vallejo. And I did used to get down to Richmond. I got all type of shit. I got down in Richmond, but I'm not from Richmond though. But yeah, I'm Diggs doing moving. I done been through all the spots. Niggas and everybody know me out here, know I get down. And everywhere in the Bay Area. So y'all moved through Richmond and got down to Richmond. And I got down on some Richmond niggas and try to get down on me. And we did all the shit. Like I'm from the streets. So yeah, I got plenty of street stories. But I'm from Vallejo. I'm from the Crest. Niggas know where I'm from, what I represent, and how I get down. So
no, for sure. I appreciate you answering.
Yeah. So whoever them niggas was, them niggas was jokes. Niggas don't know me for sure.
Nigga, I'm from Richmond, nigga, and I don't know them niggas from a can of paint, nigga.
Yeah, I don't know who they was. They definitely don't know me because I ain't been in the Richmond streets in 30 years. So like, what the fuck? What can you know about me, bro? If you ain't at least that age, like you can't.
Yeah.
Like
but you never represented Richmond. It was always suppressed with you.
No, it's always been Vallejo. But I spent time, got down in Richmond. I made money in Richmond. I got a hella partners in Richmond. And I speak on it though. Like everything I'm talking about is in my book and in my music. I speak on Richmond shit in my music. I got down in Richmond. I made a lot of money in Richmond. But yeah, I'm from the Crest though. That has never been a mystery. Even all the Richmond niggas that know me know.
Almost everybody is somebody that moved around in the Bay, man. And these the same niggas that was talking that skied up from the Bay and went to LA. So I mean, it's kind of like a hypocrisy there.
Yeah, it's self-explanatory, man. It's self-explanatory. But they like I say, them sound like them niggas ain't even old enough to been nowhere around me though. Whoever them was, bro, like I'm on a different level in life. You feel me? When I the shit they talk, I graduated from school in '89, my nigga. Like, so what are they talking about?
Right.
Like,
I'm just saying, ain't no real Bay niggas about to go against the grain and side that sucker against another Bay nigga, period. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. And my like I said, and I tell niggas all the time, my story is written in stone, my nigga. The book is out. Ain't nobody finna change my story. It can't be changed. I'm just, for the new niggas that don't know and anybody that's interested, you know what I mean? I'm giving my insight, but my shit is written in stone. This whole romper room shit, this Mac Dre shit, everything is written in stone, man. What niggas is trying to do now is write their own versions, but it can't happen. Like, you know, like I say, movie on the way, all the shit. So whatever a nigga might want to say, whatever they might want to do, you know, talk about, you know, the real shit is already out, you know. And like I said, they did that shit to Suge, man. I watched them do that shit to Suge Knight for 20 years. They try to put Tupac murder on Suge. You feel what I'm saying? And that's
Hey,
fucked up.
JD, that's fucked up.
Yep.
Hey, I was about to tell you. It's another. It's Deuce M's. He want to fade with Whack 100 too, bro. He's just like you, bro. Remember I told you it's like 30 people lined up.
Yeah. See, I didn't even know. See, I didn't even know none of this shit was going on when he did this shit with me, bro. I had no idea that he do this kind of shit on the regular. I think it's like
JD. Good luck trying to. I'm from South Central LA. I'm a Damu out the brims, homie. So when I got on this app, you know, motherfucker, this is for networking purposes, etc. He tried to, you know, slide up under a nigga. That's the type of nigga he is, old penitentiary type nigga. You know, see what plum he can feed a nigga, get him up under there. Nigga, I walk and stand on my own 10. So I don't need a nigga. You understand what I'm saying? For nothing. So from there, I end up calling the nigga out for the fade. He said he was gonna give it to me. Shit all on YouTube. That nigga been ducking like a pinata.
I didn't know. The reason why I even took it because I thought the nigga stood on business, man. When he said this shit, I'm like, okay, we finna get to it. I didn't know that he was a pussy like that. I did not know he was a full blown pussy.
Let me ask you this, JD. Did you know that his brother got killed in Oklahoma?
Yep, I just found that out. You know, since this shit been going on, bro, fans send me everything. I've been getting, it's so much shit on this nigga and so much shit going on. That's what I'm saying. That's why I was kind of confused. Like, how could you attack a nigga about any type of homosexual shit and all the shit that you got going on in your back in real life, though? Like, you making up stories on niggas, and this is your real life. So it was kind of funny to me when he did that shit. I'm like, boy, I'm finna have fun with this nigga. Like, he played with the right one, my nigga, because I don't play with niggas at all. I don't play with no man.
Hey, did you ever, when you did your Fed time, did you ever read COINTELPRO?
No, I didn't read that book. I read a lot of books. I was definitely a book reader, but I didn't read COINTELPRO. I didn't.
Well, they were, the FBI was the only motherfuckers in history passing disinformation and having campaigns to try to devalue the influence of solid motherfuckers within the community. The Panthers, the Brown Berets, even peaceful as Martin Luther King. So yeah, that's the jewel I'ma drop, you know?
Nah, real shit. I think you see through the bullshit like I see through it. And like I said, it took me a second to realize what type of time this nigga was on. But when a square ass, grown ass woman that don't got nothing to do with street life turned around and told me, you know what, I think he's the police. That shit blew my mind.
You gotta get the CSP back paperwork. We gotta get the paperwork.
Hey, Whack is a hip hop COINTELPRO tool, man. I've been saying that for months.
Hey, bro, and I've been getting that from a lot of people, bro. A lot of people been telling me, bro, stop dealing with this nigga. This nigga is the police on a whole different level. And when and all the signs is there. All the signs is starting to be there, bro. And I'm like, oh, crazy. So, you know, and I ain't never been one to just call a nigga the police for no reason. But when you start doing police shit and you steady dealing with the police, I call a spade a spade.
I brought the paperwork on here from the Main Street case, Del Dog, rest in peace, right? And they had confidential source number 2 on there who got told on, who Stutterbox told on, and he called trying to get Del Dog number for Mark Stevens, right? That was the whole little Shaq extortion shit and a whole bunch of other shit, right? Nigga, the nigga brought 2 police officers on the app to vouch that he's not working with the police.
He brought 2 police officers on the app.
Yeah.
Reggie Wright and Greg Caden.
Yeah.
I was there, nigga.
Oh, I know who Reggie Wright is. I don't know who Greg is. I know who Reggie Wright is. Red fuck with my nigga shit. He the one who said all that bullshit too. That nigga's a weirdo. He definitely police.
Right.
That's crazy.
And the nigga Greg Caden is a disgraced crooked police officer, LAPD officer, and the one that raided Whack 100 house. Right. So yeah, man.
So he raided your house and you bring him on Clubhouse.
To say that you not working with the police. And the crazy shit, the paperwork that we had got was a federal investigation on the main streets, and he lied talking about Greg Caden is the one that transcribed the transcript. You feel me? So yeah, man.
So the paperwork got Whack name in it?
Yeah, it do have his name in it. Matter of fact, I'll send it to you. You make of
man,
it what you.
Please send me that, man. It's the type of shit I'm into. You know, I like paperwork.
All right,
I used to check niggas' paperwork on the yard all the time. This my job. Yeah, let me see some paperwork. I need to see that.
Is this gonna stop you from wanting to beat his ass or not? Are you still gonna beat his ass? Police or not?
No, we gonna fight regardless. Like that's just man shit we gotta do. We gotta get that out the way. My mama told me to whoop his ass.
We smashed police.
My mama.
We smashed police on the yard.
I ain't never let my mama down.
Them police get beat up on the yard too.
I can't hear you, bro.
Fall up under that same guideline.
Excellent. And how's that proceeding now? Is that moving forward through the course?
That's moving forward in the courts, and that's a proceeding case. What a lot of people are waiting on, because in this federal system for decades they was locking up black and brown men on ghost drugs. Well, that got ruled unconstitutional, and now the same thing is getting ready to happen, where white folks are charging black and brown men with ghost guns.
Wow. It sounds like you become
Yo, it's done for the Cloud Chaser TV, man. I'm back up in this thing again. You dig? Had to come in and drop this one for y'all real quick. But this the whole big Meech situation with the BMF Cuffy. It's going crazy, family. So we just going live, showing y'all what's going on. We got his daughter. I seen this video and I'm gonna react to it. His daughter's actually reading off this paperwork. So y'all get in the comments and y'all let me know what y'all think. It's definitely the Cloud Chaser TV. If you're new to the channel, hit that subscribe button. Share this on Facebook and Twitter. Let's get to it, family.
I'm Tamara Gatling. I'm making this recording in regards to my dad. He's Dion Gatling. Most people know him as Cuffy. But I wanted to make this recording so I can shed light on some facts. My dad was set up by one of his best friends, which is Demetrius Lenore, also known as Big Meech. My dad and Meech have been friends for 30 years plus. I've known Meech my whole life. I look at him like an uncle. Like, this situation has been completely devastating on so many different levels. And there's still so many questions that aren't answered. At this point, I can only shed light on what I know for sure to be facts. And hopefully one day I will have the complete truth. But in 2011, around that time, Meech reached out to my dad in regards to creating a BMF movie. So Meech hooked my dad up with a woman named Tammy Gowins. At the time, Tammy was Meech's power of attorney. Also, she owned the life rights. So my dad was working with Meech, Tammy.
Check this out. I'm going to show you how I afforded this car. Okay, you ready? All right, 118.
T basically trying to work on a movie deal. So
what Meech and Tammy did was called a third-party cooperation. What happened was originally I was put with Tammy. I paid for the script. I paid $250,000. That's my script. That's why 50 when he came in, because we put a cease order in through my attorney. That's why they couldn't do a motion picture. That's why you didn't see the BMF story on the big screen. So 50 ran it through that star shit, then he run that other corny shit that he do. So what happened was, homie, was I wasn't even the original target. They wanted to get a little Mexican. He's actually a cartel member out of LA named Suarez. You'll see his name in the paperwork. Fidel Suarez. He was their initial target. You feel me?
Right.
He was their initial target. But with me calling in while they were trying to set up Fidel Suarez, not about it. You know what I mean? I didn't put your name in this paperwork. How did you get in this paperwork? These are sworn documents. These are affidavits that have you listed as my unindicted co-conspirator. These are sworn documents. These affidavits went in front for wiretaps in front of a magistrate. Under the penalty of perjury. So you think them white folks gonna put themselves in a trick bag by putting the Meech Splintery name in there as my unindicted co-conspirator? You're my unindicted co-conspirator, man. How did you get in my paperwork? And now there doesn't seem to be any anger or vitriol coming from your perspective about none of this.
People are having a hard time accepting and understanding. They just don't want to believe it.
He knows this, and everybody else knows this. Anything with Tammy comes from him. Not only that, what she testified in court to. What Special Agent Keith Cromer fired, disgraced DEA agent Keith Cromer, when she was having a illicit sexual relationship with, which killed their case, which killed his time cut.
A St. Louis man who led a local gang and ordered 2 murders was sentenced Friday to 27 years in prison, the U.S. Attorney's Office said. Dion Lamont Cuffy Gowins, 53, was the leader of a gang that brought heroin, cocaine, methamphetamine, and marijuana in bulk and sold the drug in the St. Louis area from 2009 to 2014, prosecutors said. In order to retaliate against the man who cooperated with federal investigators that sent Gowins' brother, Deron Wani Gowins, to prison. Gowins ordered the murder of Theodis Howard. He was killed on the street outside of a St. Louis clinic on April 5th, 2010. Gowins drove a co-defendant, Andre Rush, and 2 shooters to the scene. Rush was there to point out Howard for the shooters. Deron Gowins died of an asthma attack in prison. Gowins had Rush shoot one of the drug dealer's associates, Terrence Morgan, on May 2nd, 2013 in the alley in St. Louis, Fox Park neighborhood. Gatling thought Morgan's phone was tapped and that the DEA couldn't use the recordings in the court if Morgan was dead. In murdering 2 men who knew about the criminal acts, Mr. Gatling took aim at the very foundation of the justice system, the U.S. Attorney Jeff Jensen said in a statement announcing the sentence. Gatling was brought down by a DEA investigation that began in Atlanta with an undercover officer who arranged to supply heroin and cocaine to Gatling. Gatling thought the man was affiliated with a drug cartel. But the nearly...
Yeah, like as y'all can see, this shit getting deep, right? So they basically trying to say that Gatling trying to say that he was indicted and he wasn't even had anything going on at the time. And it was all based on conspiracy from a script that he helped write when it came to the original BMF script. You know, this supposed to have been a movie. Now, y'all get in the comments and y'all let me know what y'all think. Me personally, I'm thinking, I heard this story before. I want to say it was Doc Hicks years ago. Again, y'all let me know in the comments, but let's finish playing it.
4-year period that has passed since the indictment of Gatling and 3 others also revealed misconduct in the DEA's Atlanta's office. Defense lawyer repeatedly argued that evidence in the case should be tossed. They claim a DEA supervisor in Atlanta had an affair with a confidential informant who helped set up Gatling. The now former supervisor, Keith Comer, admitted that the relationship violated DEA's policy, prohibiting more than an arm's length relationship, but he denied having sex with her or falsifying reports to justify $212,000 in payments to her. Gatling pleaded guilty in February to 5 charges: cocaine distribution, conspiracy, heroin distribution conspiracy, attempting to possess both heroin and cocaine, and possession of 1 or more firearms in furtherance of a drug trafficking crime with deaths involved. Andrew Alfonso Rush has pleaded guilty to drug charges and a gun charge linked to 2 deaths as part of a deal in which prosecutors and his lawyers have agreed to recommend 25 years in prison. Timothy Lamont Rush, another man linked to the gang, pleaded guilty to drug charges and was sentenced May 3rd to the time he'd already served in prison. A 4th man, Lorenzo Gibbs, has yet to be sentenced on drug charges.
St. Louis, a federal drug agent denied in testimony here Friday that he ever slept with a confidential informer, but he admitted developing a personal relationship with her. The conduct of Keith Cromer, who was a group supervisor at the Drug Enforcement Administration office in Atlanta, is the subject of a continuing hearing on whether charges can move to trial against 4 alleged St. Louis drug ring members, 2 of them accused of murder. St. Louis, a federal drug agent denied in testimony here Friday that he ever slept with a confidential informer, but he admitted developing a personal relationship with her. The conduct of Keith Cromer, who was a group supervisor at the Drug Enforcement Administration office in Atlanta, is the subject of a continuing hearing on whether charges can move to trial against 4 alleged St. Louis drug. You are. Members, 2 of them accused of murder. Officials have acknowledged that allegations of impropriety involving Cromer and a woman known as CS1, for confidential source 1, are the subject of an internal investigation by the DEA and a criminal investigation by the Justice Department. CS1 has been paid $212,000 in DEA funds for her help with cases and played a role in providing information for a wiretap order that investigators said helped bring down the St. Louis ring. According to documents obtained by the Post-Dispatch, defense attorneys are using information provided by federal prosecutors to claim that DEA investigators may have used CS1 to vouch for improperly obtained information or even their hunches. The lawyers have questioned whether there was ever evidence to prove several of the claims that prompted a judge to approve wiretapping in the St. Louis case. Cromer told U.S. Magistrate Judge Shirley Padmore Mensah, "There's no salacious activity going on." He acknowledged turning to CS1 for comfort after his son died of leukemia in 2011, saying the DEA's Employee Assistance Program had failed him. He said he was depressed, anxious, and had survivor's guilt, but was afraid to let anyone else know. "In hiding, I chose the wrong person," he said. He said he and CS1 had been to dinner, were in the same theater to see a Three Stooges movie, and had been on 2 vacations, but stayed in separate rooms and were never intimate. He said sometimes his brother, who was dating CS1's neighbor, had invited her along. Cromer is married, or was at the time. He denied falsifying reports to justify payments to CS1, and said no subordinates had either. "There's nothing wrong with the work," he insisted. "That work is solid." CS1 was paid $2,500 per month by the DEA. Cromer said that there was no written agreement, but that her work was recorded each month to justify her payment. He said that the agency had the same arrangement with others and that his supervisors were aware of it. Cromer said the allegations of impropriety surfaced in May 2014. By June 2015, his security clearance had been revoked. He said DEA investigators just took it on faith that he committed misconduct. "But," he said, "nobody asked me about it." Twice during Friday's questioning, Cromer asserted his Fifth Amendment right against self-incrimination. In one instance, the judge said he already waived it by testifying on Wednesday. Later, he invoked it when asked about his relationship with CS1, but then answered the questions anyway. Cromer has not been charged. He said Friday that he had been suspended. He suggested that CS1 made the allegations after realizing the potential consequences of her cooperation with the DEA, including possible exposure as a source. Testimony in secret. It is not known what CS1 said in court about the relationship. She testified Monday in a closed hearing. Much of this week's testimony was taken in secret, with a reporter kept out. The Post-Dispatch reported online Monday night that defense lawyers for 4 St. Louis suspects claim the allegation against Comer should result in disqualifying key evidence in the case. The 4, Dion L. Gatling, Andre Alfonso Rush, Timothy Lamont Rush, and Lorenzo Gibbs, were indicted in 2014 on various federal drug-related charges. Gatling and Andre Rush have also been charged and accused of a role in 2 murders here. Defense allegations appear to have been somewhat weakened by what testimony was made in open court this week. A retired DEA agent, John Harvey, said some of the money paid to CS1 was for work done for him that resulted in a valuable seizure. He said agents were forbidden from even being alone with sources, much less having a personal relationship. He said that an arm's-length relationship was necessary to protect the integrity of the whole process. Harvey also testified that CS1 contacted him in 2014 about a relationship she was having and other problems with the agency, including threats she had received after being outed as a DEA source. Those threats have continued, other agents testified. DEA agents in St. Louis have buttressed information purportedly obtained from CS1, saying her reports about drug connections between Gatling and a man from California were borne out by subsequent investigation and the wiretaps. Agents here were already aware of Gatling from other investigations, they said. The proceedings recessed Friday and are due to resume November 21st. $237 million to sources. A report released last month by the Justice Department Office of Inspector General said the DEA had more than 18,000 active confidential sources between October 1, 2010 and September 30, 2015, who were paid a total of $237 million. It criticized management and oversight of the confidential source program and payments. An OIG staffer has been present at times in the St. Louis courtroom, including for Cromer's testimony Friday. The prosecution's position on the claims is not clear, as many court filings in the case are sealed. Jeff Jensen, a former supervisor in the U.S. Attorney's Office here, said Friday that to prevail, the defense must prove 2 things: that information in an affidavit for the search warrant was false or contained a
Stand cuff. They got you on
getting the budget. And when she clicked over, and all this is in court documents, she clicked over and told the feds, hey, wait up, there's Cuff on the other end. And when they heard Cuff, they lost their mind.
So they tried,
fuck Fidel,
right,
and directed this toward me.
But the original target was Fidel. So how much did he incur in terms of legal action or pursuit? Did they try to pursue him at the same time, or once they knew you were in the mix, they was like, fuck him, let's just get this?
They dropped him. They was like, fuck him. And it was really hard explaining this to a federal judge. So you went at this nigga, Cuff, over a known cartel member who not only beat you all out in 2005, they had a hard time in the courtroom explaining that to the judge. But that's just how much vitriol they have for brothers. You understand?
Right. And this was a case out of St. Louis. The indictment that came down where they attempted to get you was coming out. Did that originate out of St. Louis?
It originated out of Atlanta, Georgia, but it stunk to the highest power. So the agent gave it to the St. Louis agents.
Got it.
All the work and all the dirty shit was done in Atlanta. And so that raised red flags. So the judge was like, why would you bring this case down here and not file it in Atlanta, Georgia? Well, we just felt like it would move faster down. And so none of it made any sense.
Damn. So from what I understand, Cuff, they got you on some bullshit, a ghost gun and a bunch of bullshit. How long have you been in, and what is your chances of beating this now and getting out early on what you've been served?
We believe, by the mercy of Allah, that we are in really, really good shape. When Meech and them case went in the toilet, they indicted me on 2 homicides. They panicked and they indicted me on 2 homicides based on my co-defendant statements. So I had to plead. I had to plead to 27 years.
How long you been in there, Cuff?
Since 2013.
Okay.
So what ended up happening was I pled to the conspiracy with Tammy Gowins. And there was 10 years for
Salute,
that, which
family.
I
Appreciate
finished.
y'all coming through.
And now I'm serving the 17 years. So this is what happened.
Yeah, salute. Appreciate y'all coming through. What we doing is we kind of breaking down some of these interviews that's coming out in regards to BMF. Like shit, if you like me, I'm watching BMF. Everybody watching it. So we live on a bunch of different platforms, just trying to put up some content in regards to this BMF.
Stuck in a time management loop? Break it with Connect Team, the one app you need to manage your team. Our AI creates a schedule for you, taking everything into
Instead of me pleading to the murders, they let me plead to an invisible gun, homie. And at the time, I didn't know the significance of it because 27 years is 27 years. I didn't know any better. But my attorney told me that they fucked up. You don't have a gun. You never had a gun. They don't even allude to you having a gun, and they let you plead to a gun.
So, based on procedure, it sounds like they broke a lot of the rules and procedures. So you may have grounds to get appealed or to get released because you've done a significant portion of your time.
No, no. Ain't no morals and principles in this system. Based on the law of the possession, you have to possess. I have to have a gun. It's really simple. It's like me charging you with stolen property. The government has to have the property. It can't be just words. Well, mine is just words, if that makes sense to you. The lower courts are saying to the appellate courts, and that's where it's stuck at now, that the government must produce a gun. Well, there is no gun. You understand? Because I pled based on some statements. The government don't have a weapon. Like everybody in here who got gun charges, you can look in their paperwork. It says a 38 Smith & Wesson, made in West Virginia, serial number, blah, 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 blah. I don't have none of that because they don't have a gun, if that makes sense to you.
So they basically forced.
So basically what he's trying to say is, like, on this whole case, he basically went in and on the premises of conspiracy. You know, a lot of these federal cases, it's all about conspiracy. They get people on recalls all the time, like the hard evidence beyond the snitch. They can just shit hit you with a conspiracy and shit. If they got maybe a couple of phone calls, a couple of text messages that they send you talking in code, it's a go. You know what I'm saying? They charging you with years. You feel me? And in this case, he said that Big Meech was behind him getting into with this lady named Tammy, and then Tammy, she was in return working for the feds on allegedly $250K payout or some shit like that. It's a wild story, but as I said in the beginning, I'm gonna play it again. But his daughter reads off this paperwork now. I don't know how I feel about this just yet. So that's why I'm trying to break it down and get familiar with what's going on, because there's been a lot in the past couple of days, couple of weeks, I mean, in regards to BMF. Different members coming out speaking.
Where's your case? So you may have an additional case later on for false imprisonment.
Well, no, because what you have to do is file ineffective assistance of counsel and file the appeal the way we filed the appeal. And your relief is basically the court saying, the higher court saying that if you don't have a weapon, you must release him. And the government don't have a weapon, so they know they're in trouble. They know that this is one big quagmire, and that's where we're at.
So you basically just waiting for the due diligence now for them to run out of time to produce this item that never existed.
Well, no, we're waiting on a case called U.S. versus Anderson. Anderson case is similar to mine, very similar, identical to mine. And that's the preceding case. That means that it came before mine. But my case is identical to U.S. versus Anderson. Once they rule on Anderson, and the courts are saying that you have to, in order for Anderson to be found guilty or held on a weapon, the government must possess a weapon.
So and set precedence for your case.
And we're following that same, we fall up under that same guideline.
Excellent. And how's that proceeding now? Is that moving forward through the course?
that's moving forward in the courts, and that's a proceeding case. What a lot of people are waiting on, because in this federal system for decades they was locking up black and brown men on ghost drugs. Well, that got ruled unconstitutional, and now the same thing is getting ready to happen, where white folks are charging black and brown men with ghost guns.
Wow. It sounds like you become kind of legally up in there, man. Are you familiar with Isaac Wright?
Isaac Wright, not offhand.
He's the guy
who
50 Cent did a TV show on. He was a guy who got convicted on some RICO charges, and he became an attorney while in jail.
Oh, yeah. I heard about that. And 50 did it.
If you've been injured in a car accident, don't call an attorney. Use this AI app instead. That's what I did, and it's how I got this 100.
A lot of things. When I work with Vibe, I met a lot of people, but my thing is always being a humble, nice guy. So, a lot of times people get in positions, they arrogant and they miss all the connects. I'm the humble guy. I want to talk to the quiet nigga in the corner and this person right here and the nigga mopping the floor, because you never know how circumstances change. You need all types of people in your corner. But 2015, no, that was like 14.
Way early than that. It started way early than that. Way early than that. Around 2010, homie. Way early than that.
I'm sorry, we gotta go way back.
We put $50 million on the table through Lionsgate Films, through Louis Burrell's Connect. Because Louis is the nigga, he a bait nigga out there, but he fucks around. He really fucks around on the music tip, but he also fucks around in the movie industry up there. Now, what we did not know is why Tammy would turn down that deal with me and Louis Burrell getting 20% of that budget. You understand what I'm saying? For a finder's fee. So what ended up happening was we didn't know that they had other plans, and that she was sleeping with the feds, and that they would put me off in prison and run away with my script and don't have to give me anything. So it was supposed to give Meech a time cut and knock me out of my percentage, me and Louis Burrell out of our percentage for the finder's fee with Lionsgate's film. Well, Lionsgate, when Louis went, so they backdoored us. Lionsgate shot it down when Louis Burrell wasn't no longer a part of it. You feel me?
Right.
So Tammy's whole thing fell apart. Meech couldn't get a time cut because they found out Tammy has no credibility. Because when you can't have a relationship with a federal agent, now you have no credibility. So they thing blew up. They thing fell all the way apart and blew up. That's why Meech didn't get a time cut. But Tammy testified in open court that she signed up to be a DA informant to give Demetrius Flannery a time cut.
This call is from a federal prison.
Special Agent Keith Cromer testified that Demetrius Flannery.
So I'm gonna leave it right there for now. Some of the footage that I was playing came from Chop Talk TV. That's Chop Talk TV. Y'all go search that on YouTube to show them some love, gang. But we gonna listen to this. Just rewind it if you're just coming in, listen to it, and we're gonna get back to it probably tomorrow. You feel me? So salute, man. Peace and blessings. Let's get it.